Happy Magic Monday, Michelle Lee here.
Good morning. Happy Magic Monday, Megan Camille here.
Copycat. It's a new week, a new month. We're in the Lionsgate energy. So much is happening.
It is a new month. It's August. Here
Crazy.
we are.
The 8th month of the year.
Yeah.
I know we say this every time, but it's true every time. Time is going faster and faster and faster. I feel like we're accelerated.
Although I did hear the older you get, the faster time goes for you. Not you. But because Samson, my son, was talking about how long it takes for the weekend to come or how long this takes. And his dad was like, well, you know, it's true. The older you get, the time moves faster. It moves so much faster. Scientists say it too.
So our perception obviously changes.
Yeah,
but sure.
We're here in the Lionsgate energy. Yeah. And let's talk a little bit about what that means.
Awesome. Well, yesterday inside Sophia Mystery School, I do a Sophia Sunday. Every other Sunday, first and third Sunday, but not this month. No, this month it'll be next week too. But yesterday was also a pagan holiday, which is Lusana. And so we got to talking about what Lusana is and the celebration, which is the celebration of the harvest to come. And so it's the midway point between summer solstice and fall equinox, and it falls on August 1st. Welcome everybody. So glad to see you tuning in. So excited to see where you're from. So share with us who you are, where you're tuning in from. Good to see you. And so we really got to talking about this during our Sunday celebration yesterday, and the message that came through is really up-leveling the vibration. And I've talked a little bit about this with my private clients, and it really showed up yesterday in understanding that, you know, a lot of people speak into hope and how important hope is. And hope is really a low frequency word. It's you definitely don't want to be hopeless, but hope is still pretty low frequency. It's a frequency of powerlessness, power outside of you. And so, of course, the up level from hope is faith. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about the pagans celebrated Lusana in celebrating the harvest to come.
I think that part's really important.
Mm-hmm.
They were celebrating the harvest to come.
Not waiting for the harvest to celebrate, but already celebrating the harvest to come. So they didn't have faith, they had a knowing. So the higher the frequency increase, the frequency up level from faith is knowing. And how I shared this with my group yesterday was that you don't have faith that the sun is going to come up tomorrow. You have a knowing. You have a knowing. And that's really what this Lionsgate energy is coming through right now, is up-leveling that frequency from faith to knowing. Listening to a book by Florence Scovel Shinn, she said, what is greater than optimism is surism, like certainty, mm-hmm. that wisdom and knowledge. And that's really what this Lionsgate is bringing through, is really, really understanding that you are the divine and that you are supported. You're supported. It doesn't take faith. You don't have to have faith. It's that simple. And the answer is right in front of us, that we don't have to have faith about the sunrise. We know it. Mm-hmm. We know it. We are sure of it. We are certain of it. So, and Lusana is the demonstration of the certainty of the harvest to come. So we're really talking about on this Magic Monday today, like really look at, we're in this energy. We had the day outside of time on July 25th, the Mayan New Year on July 26th, August 1st, Lusana, and now the upcoming Sunday, August 8th, the Lion's Gate. So this is the energy to really look at, what are you creating? How can you create certainty around your quantum leap, your next manifestation? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, and to give some specifics around how you can actually start implementing this is, one, if you're at a space of hopeful, well, if you're at a space of hopelessness, then your next move, your next up level is hopeful. And if you're in a space of hopeful, you get to up level to faithful. And if you're already in a space of faith, you get to move into knowing, that certainty. And so part of doing this is to tune into what it would be like to be living from knowing, right? That your harvest is coming, if not already here, because we're always in some sort of harvest while the next one is coming to fruition. But one way to do this is, when you think about the sun rising tomorrow, how does that feel? Right? There's hardly any emotion to it, surprisingly, right? And so as we are talking about like manifesting and quantum leaping, there's actually less emotion attached to those types of things. So when you think of something that you're absolutely sure of, that, you know, that the moon is coming or the sun will be rising tomorrow, you actually don't sit and think about it a whole lot, right? You don't pray for it. You don't say, oh, I'm faithful, it's going to happen. Because faithful, there's a little sliver that it could not, right? Faithful is, I'm going to focus on the possibility of it happening instead of it not happening. So when you think of something that you're sure about, you hardly think of it, right? And there's no emotion, there's no energy attached to it. There's nothing that needs to be cleared around it. And so that is the same feeling that you want to move into when thinking about your next harvest, right? Is this going to be a new position for you? Is it, what is your quantum leap? Is it a new home? Is it a new lifestyle? Is it a new partnership? Whatever that is, it's the surety that it's actually already done, that your 3D is simply catching up to it.
Yeah, yes. And I remember Megan and I talked about manifesting houses, I don't know, several weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago. And that's when I sensed the surety the first time, is when I was manifesting my first home. And I was meditating on it every night, imagining where the Christmas tree would go, that kind of thing. There was this moment when it was kind of like a click, a bit of a click. And it was like, I knew it was done. I didn't need to meditate. I didn't need to visualize anymore. It was a knowing. And that same experience happened with the house that when we moved here to Arizona, it was a knowing, like the house is mine. And there was even a security, like no energy, no tension around what if I don't get the house. To me, if it was a shift in energy around that if I didn't get the house, there was a better one for me, right? I had already manifested the ideal house. And even if the one that I thought I was manifesting fell through, I knew the right one would come. There was no fear around it. So that's the knowingness. And that's really embodiment. Mm-hmm. It really is embodiment of taking an outer concept and making it a part of you. It's embodying the truth of it.
Yeah, and it really is a certain way to live. A certain way to live.
Certainty.
Yeah.
Living in certainty.
Living in certainty that your highest good is always on the horizon, that you're living your highest good right now, and that your highest good is still to come. And sorry, I kicked you, footsie. And we know that that takes practice. We know that that takes activation. We know after practice and activation, then comes embodiment. And that's really what we're on a mission and a journey to do, is to be activating other women, humans on the planet, to be in this embodiment stage. Not just the theory stage where we're talking about it and wishing we could do it, or even the practicing stage, but really truly the how you live it stage. And that's why we do what we do. That is the purpose of Sophia Mystery School. That is the purpose of our upcoming retreat, is to really activate the embodiment portion. Beyond talking about it, beyond feeling, the inspiration when on a Facebook Live, how then do you actually go out and apply it to your life?
And live it.
So that you're always in the harvest, that you're past hopeful. Hopeful is such a powerless place to be, that you're past faithful. Faithful is still a yearning for outside of you.
The power outside of you. So it's really embodying your divinity, understanding that you are the creator and how to be that creator.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that takes, from what I know, from what I've practiced, that takes activation and embodiment. And that is specifically what we're offering at the retreat in September, which is only a month away.
Yeah,
actually, it's like 6-ish weeks that we're doing that, and we still have a few spots available. And so for those that are feeling that urge, that are connecting with this, that are like, oh yeah, I'm past being faithful, but how do I move into certainty? How do I start living this as a way of life? We're talking to you, right? We're magnetizing you, you're magnetizing us, you're attracting this message for a reason. And we're inviting you to take the leap.
For sure. And it's called the Embodied Goddess Retreat in Sedona. And what we'll be doing is harnessing the vortex energies in Sedona to activate and accelerate your embodiment of your divinity. So we'll be teaching, training, also doing some powerful internal work to release, so you can be a clear conduit of the divine and create balance between the masculine and the feminine. And also this retreat lands on the main full day, Saturday, September 11th, lands on September 11th. And I received the download over the weekend that yes, we're doing this on September 11th because we are going to be reactivating the timeline of unity. We lost the timeline of unity 9/11/2001, 20 years ago, and we were popped into a timeline of fear and, giving up our freedoms, giving up our sovereignty for the idea of safety. And so we were popped into a timeline that doesn't support ascension. And so if you're feeling called to come in here, then it's your energy, your frequency that's being called to be in Sedona and being a part of the activation to reinsert the original timeline of ascension, unity, and harmony on 9/11/2021. So we're reclaiming that timeline. So this is about healing you and activating you and you embodying the goddess. And it's also bringing in that goddess energy, the Sophia, the divine mother, back into this timeline for ascension. So it's you and it's bigger than you. So it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be pretty incredible.
Yeah, and it's requiring you, for all of those that are already coming, for those that are still to come. I mean, this is a powerful call. Like, this is requiring your codes, right? This is requiring your particular essence. And that's really what I like to drive home to anyone who's already going, is like, you answered the calling, right? Like your particular codes, whatever they are, which of course we'll we'll dive into that. But one of the women I was talking to just last week, one of her codes is prosperity, and the other code is compassion. And I'm like, yeah, this retreat, what we're activating here, what we're reclaiming, requires her codes, right? It's not just me and Michelle. Like, sure, we're doing the corralling and the inviting in, but for those who are called here, who will be there on those days, your codes are required and they're necessary. And so even if you have just the smallest inkling that you're meant to be there, and maybe your humanness comes in and goes, oh God, I don't have any sort of code that the universe needs, that the collective conscious needs. Yes, you do. If you have the slightest bit of pull, your codes are being summoned. So we encourage you to take a look at the link that Tori will provide in the comments that will show you all about the retreat. And if you are interested in talking further about it, book a call with either Michelle or myself, and we're super excited to connect with you and help you decipher whether this is a calling for you.
Yes, yes, yes. We
Okay.
look forward to chatting with you.
Yeah,
This is a big deal.
This was fun, and we will be back. Actually, we have a couple videos coming up this week. So Michelle will be back tomorrow, and I'll be back Wednesday, but we'll also be here next Magic Monday.
Yes. Have a great week.
Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.